Splash Damage is on the brink of delivering a game that helps to blur the lines between single-player and multiplayer games, and this was a goal you guys set from the beginning. So, do you think you've achieved that goal?
Well, traditionally we've always been heavy multiplayer-driven gamers, so we want to try and bring that perspective where single-player gamers, they're taught these kind of bad habits when they play the game. There's a tradition that enemies will politely spawn in front of you and never kind of outflank you. So you get all the way through a single-player game, and you think you're fantastic, you try online, and then you get your ass handed to you. We can mix things up a little bit more. So with our AI, the whole thing is based around teaching you to get more into that kind of multiplayer realm. We teach them how to play multiplayer without them really knowing it.
What are the different modes that we're able to play through, or what's the story that's taking us through this?
Well, the game takes place on the Ark, and it's two kind of opposing factions. You've got the security, who are the law and order. They're trying to make sure that all the law and order is contained, whereas you've got the opposing faction, which is the resistance guys, and they are seen as more the rebels. They're bringing the civil unrest, and so you've got that clashing of the two factions, and that's what kind of brings the story to the point where they're on the kind of brink of civil war, and that's where we join the game.
What are some of the specific components about single-player games and multiplayer games that Splash Damage wanted to make sure were in Brink?
Well, that's the kind of thing. We've been melding those multiplayer and single-player genres from the origins of our game. So we first did Wolfenstein Enemy Territory on the PC, and that was all bringing a story element narrative into the multiplayer realm. Whereas before you were just maybe playing capture the flag in a multiplayer. Us, we always had these kind of series of sequential objectives that you had to play through, and now we've attached a story element to that as well. So on top of that, we have our customization system where you can create this kind of real unique identity for your player, and you can take that online. The other kind of single player elements we've got is the self-advancement. So as you're playing through, you're going to be unlocking cool things like cool abilities and cool outfits, cool weapons, that kind of stuff.
What is your expectation for what people will think when they finally get to play Brink and experience the multiplayer, maybe having only been single-player fans?
I hope we can convert people, I really do, because for us, we've always been a multiplayer realm, and we think that when you're playing with other people, that's when you have the most fun, that kind of social interaction. I mean, co-op is the same. Co-op will make a bad game great just from that social interaction. We're just trying to push people into that realm, unteach them some of the bad habits. Traditional single player will always teach you. We just hope that we can bring people into that realm because they enjoy games the same way we do.